This is Neil Ratner Rock Doc here on WDST Radio Woodstock with another episode of This Week in Rock with support from Transcend Dental and my friend, the amazing dentist and rock star Bruce Milner. Visit Transcend Dental, his stunning new office at 2 Maverick Road on the corner of Maverick Road and Route 375. Jerry Garcia was born on August 1st, 1942 in San Francisco, California. Ranked in the top 50 guitarists of all time by Rolling Stone magazine, Jerry performed with the Grateful Dead for the band's entire 30-year career. Founding members Jerry Garcia, Bob Weir, Ron Pigpen McGurnan, Phil Lesh, and Bill Kreutzmann were originally known as the Warlocks, and it wasn't until December 4th, 1965, at one of Ken Kesey's acid tests, that the band used the name The Grateful Dead. Kesey's acid tests were parties involving LSD, music, blacklights, fluorescent paint, strobe lights, and other psychedelic effects, usually held in public places and advertised with posters. Jerry and the rest of the band knew Ken Kesey and were invited to one of his early parties. And as Garcia relates, that was enough for the Dead to eventually become the house band for the acid tests.
We plugged all our stuff in and played for about a minute. And then we all freaked out. But we made a good impression on everybody in that minute, you know. So we were invited to the next one. And so we just started playing at these things. They were great fun, and they were very liberating for us because, after all, I mean, we'd come to our like Sunday night shows, you know, and after having spent the day stoned on acid up in the woods somewhere, and we come down to the bars and play, you know, Sunday night. It was like, you know, we were playing like sort of maliciously, you know, because it was so lame, you know, at that time. We were pretty burned out on it, and so we were ready for something completely freeform. It kind of went along with where we were going, which was we were experimenting with psychedelics as much as we were playing music. So that those things had a happy new home in the acid test, which was exactly freeform enough, and where we had no significance. We weren't famous. Nobody came to the acid test to see us particularly. We got to play or not play, depending on how we felt. We could play anything we could think of, which meant that we didn't have any constraints on our performance. We didn't have to be good even, or recognizable even. So we had an opportunity to visit highly experimental places under the influence of highly experimental chemicals before a highly experimental audience. You know, it was ideal, you know, and that was something that we got to do long enough to get used to it, you know, and that's you know the kind of territory that I think very few people have been lucky enough to have that kind of. It was like a gift.
The Dead's participation in the acid tests was crucial, both to the development of their improvisational vocabulary and to their bonding as a band. Jerry was especially renowned for his ability to sustain long improvisations and believed that improvisation took stress away from his playing and allowed him to make spur-of-the-moment decisions that he would not have made intentionally. Garcia was at a baseball game between the Jefferson Airplane and the Dead when he was surprised by his friend, mandolinist David Grisman, who had recently relocated to California. The Dead had begun work on the album American Beauty, and Jerry realized that Grisman's mandolin would be perfect for this one. Okay, let's listen. With Jerry Garcia on lead vocals, the Grateful Dead, and Ripple.